What is going on, y'all? It is Fargassier here. Hopefully, you're having a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Friends, today we are going over the top 5 camps that got submitted to our Discord this week. If you are someone who is a builder in Fallout 76 and you would like to see if your camps can make it into the top 5 camp series, whether you're a PlayStation, Xbox, or PC user, everyone is welcome. Look in the description below. We'll have a link to our Discord, or maybe you're not a builder and you're just someone who likes to talk about games. Everyone is welcome in Vault 645. But y'all, let's get in here and talk about these camps this week. And now coming in 5th place this week, we have ND with their Recovery and Recycling Center, and I love how they set up these camp videos. They always set them up like a TV series or like a movie, with the establishing shot of the camp and having folks walking around, making it look like an active camp or an active facility. And this is such a wonderfully designed camp, and as far as sticking with their theme, they absolutely nailed it. And I love how they incorporated the pre-existing stairs into the build. One of the new judges talked about how it really does look like this was something that the developers imagined when they built this location, and I love what ND did with this place. It is so well decorated. The interior stayed right on point, and it really does look like someone out there in Appalachia lived in this facility. Absolutely amazing job, bud. Next up, we have Fluff Nera in 4th place with their camp down in Sutton, and now this camp from Fluff is probably one of my favorite camps that they have designed. This small little house in the forest is so packed with so many decorations, and I love what they did with the place. There are so many blink and you'll miss it moments in relation to merged items and chessboard placements throughout this entire build that after a few watches, I am still finding new things. And one thing I do love is how they merge the flower pots into the bottom of the chimney, as well as how they place the scoreboard display perfectly in the window. And now the judges really love this camp, Fluff, and everyone mentioned how cozy this build is and how you did such a wonderful job with the lighting and the designing of this build. The interior is very well decorated and there is something everywhere, but not in a cluttered way, and that is a fine line that you really have to thread, and it really shows how much thought and time went into designing this camp. Seriously, Fluff, amazing job, and keep up the great work. And now this week in 3rd place, we have Vol and E-Peep with their abandoned gas station, and the judges and I were talking about this camp, and one of the new judges said it best. While Halloween is over, I don't think there is ever a bad time for a spooky camp build in Fallout 76, and I wholeheartedly agree with this, because we are living in a post-apocalyptic Appalachia where things are always out to get us, and I really do love what they did with the theme and how they designed this camp. This, my friends, is one of those camps that I really don't know if I want to step foot in and explore. And I will say, it feels like it belongs in the wasteland and that it could be a pre-existing location with how awesome this looks. This is a very immersive build, and I love how they had the lighting accent key parts in the build that piques the Vault Dwellers' curiosity to venture deeper into the location. And honestly, in thinking about this build, it really does remind me of some footage from Silent Hill, and I can't wait to see what else they come up with. Amazing job, y'all. Keep up the great work. And now in 2nd place this week, we have Lady H with their Atomic Toy Store, and I love the look of this camp, and asking myself, would I venture into this one after watching that spooky camp? You bet your bottom dollar I would absolutely venture into this great looking camp, and it really does remind me of the toy store Duncan's from the movie Home Alone 2, but I kind of use that as a thing to segue into this. I have a squirrel brain, right? And I don't know if you heard the rumor, but Macaulay Culkin is actually supposed to be joining the cast for the Fallout TV show in season 2. Let me know, did you hear about this? Do you know about this? What do you think they're going to be playing? But look, squirrel brain aside, the lighting in this camp is so well done. It seems like Lady H really put a lot of time and effort into designing this camp, and I really think you should check out the videos from the builders, because like in this case, I can't show you the entire camp, but let me tell you, there are some amazing merges throughout this entire camp. Lady H did an absolutely amazing job with everything from the interior to the exterior of the camp, and while the judges were talking, Yearbear mentioned that their favorite part of this build was the doll repair station in the back of the camp, and I really do like like everything that Lady H did with this camp and absolutely put so much work into it. Keep up the amazing work, bud. Now, before we get into here and talk about the honorable mentions and the #1 spot, I want to give a huge thanks to everyone who entered this week. And as you can see on the screen, we had 12 entries, and it means the absolute world to the team and I that y'all are helping keep the top 5 series alive. And to everyone who submitted this week that did not make it into the top 5 or the honorable mentions, keep up the great work. The competition is just absolutely fierce. The judges and I absolutely love going through y'all's camps and looking at the love and effort that y'all put into these builds. And speaking of the judges, we got Moonlight Cowboy, Silver Bunny, Nux, Stabby, and Yeah Bear. Thank y'all so much for doing so much for the top 5 series and being pillars in the Fallout 76 community. And now next week we have a big announcement in relation to the top 5 series. And if you caught what I mentioned earlier, you might notice that we have 2 new judges, and now we're not going to be announcing who those judges are this week. We will keep that to next week, and we will be taking the top 5 submissions for this week, but we are going to be having a bit of a non-traditional top 5 moment next week because we are going to be doing a buffer week. You see, we take submissions each week and we only have a few days to make these videos. So I, just in a case of emergencies, would like to build in a buffer zone. So we are going to introduce y'all to 2 new judges, some changes going with the top 5 series next week, and maybe even a camp spotlight or 2. But y'all, seriously, thank you so much for being here, and let's get in and talk about the honorable mentions and the #1 spot. And now our first honorable mention this week is Bustin' My Ashley with their Junction Camp. And now whether you are stepping out of the vault for the first time or you have spent many a nights out there in the wasteland, you'll either be learning or already know how important junk is. And this place is absolutely stunning. This could definitely have been in the top 5, but the competition, as I said earlier, was so fierce. The one thing that I really love about this scrappy build is that Ashley has made me think that this is a pre-existing location that developers on the art team came up with, and I could definitely see this place already existing out there in the wasteland. Ashley, amazing job. Keep up the great work, and definitely if I need some extra junk, I'll come by the Junction Station. And now our next honorable mention is the Akiras with their houseboat located in the mire, and this is such a great looking and well designed camp. They did such a great job. Y'all should really check out this video and see the entire thing because my jaw opened up looking at the way they designed the exterior. That was absolutely stunning. Now, the only reason that this is not in the top 5 is because of the interior is technically a shelter, and while we wanted to judge just on the exterior, we thought to ourselves we wanted to keep it fair with everybody because everyone has decorated their exterior and their interior, so we wanted to keep everything fair. But yes, the Akiras, the judges, were thoroughly impressed, and so was I. Keep up the amazing work, y'all. Now, coming in first place this week, we have Milne with their Raider Digs, and this is a great location for a camp, especially if you are a Raider because of the foot traffic going to the Wavy Willards. And now, like I said in last week's video, I love when builders use filters inside of photo mode because like in this situation right here, it does give a unique look to the camp and it makes the color of certain objects pop a bit more. The judges and I love this camp and how Milne designed it. This is such a carefully thought out and scrappy build, and they did such an amazing job of putting it together. There is so much detail and decoration in this small build, and then also making the roof accessible to be used was a smart decision, and definitely against those scorched, it gives a bit of defense. And looking through this camp, you can see items that have not been available for quite some time and some items that have just come out, so it looks like we're getting a tour through the Raiders collection while they have been in Appalachia. And the thing about decorating scrappy camps is that there is a fine line between looking amazing and looking cluttered. The judges and I think Milne threaded that needle and did an amazing job with their choices in this camp, and really is something they should be proud of. Honestly, Milne, amazing job this week. Keep up the great work, and you definitely deserve the #1 spot this week. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out, and huge thanks to the builders in the Fallout 76 community for submitting your camps. Let us know in the comment section below which of these builds are your favorite from this week. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.